You better work hard and save dollars, because if you come back and you can't provide like all this list I have told you, I wanted to say you will just die, but God forbid you will not. That is how expensive it is to live in this country. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? Good to see you again. So guys, I just noticed that Furo is beginning to create people. There are people, my subscribers, love me because in my last video, in my second to the last video, no, I have one video that is up now, the last one before that one, someone came there and was writing some silly comments, and you guys came out for Furo, defending Furo. Thank you so much. I love you. You don't understand how much I love you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys for all the support you're showing me, for all the kindness, for all the love. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So in case you're seeing me for the first time, yes, I am this energetic. I am so happy. I think I'm the most excited woman on earth, not because I have everything, but because I am intentional about my happiness. So if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Furo. I'm a Port Harcourt Nigerian based YouTuber. I create content around motherhood, marriage, recipes, everything in between that is going to empower someone, entertain someone, educate you. I create those content, so you should be rest assured that in my channel you're going to be entertained, empowered, and also educated. How exciting is that? It's very exciting, right? So please, it's time for you to hit that like button right there. I say subscribe and then turn on your notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, very important, to leave me your comments and your thoughts in the comment section. Even if you don't have any, just say, Furo, how do you do? Okay, so my last video I did about housing in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Some of you were asking me what is the cost of living in Nigeria in case you want to move here. So I decided to do this video just to tell you what it costs to live in Nigeria. And I decided to do this video what it costs to live here in Port Harcourt. Now, one thing that's exciting about Port Harcourt is Port Harcourt has something for everybody. So no matter your income, no matter what you're earning at the end of the month, Port Harcourt has something for you. And one thing you can understand, that this highbrow area are not far from like the slump and all those things. So you might be paying like 2 million up on the street. Down on the street might be taking 500,000. That's how Port Harcourt is. So if you're living in Romasi or you're living in GRA, for instance, you'll see somewhere that will take as high as 5 million. You'll see somewhere that will take as low as 500,000. All of us, they come out for GRA. No, me come out for GRA. Where do you live? I live in GRA. Yeah, you live in GRA. We all live in GRA. They're not going to say, okay, which part of GRA do you? Nobody's going to ask that. So nobody's going to ask that. I said, better one busybody. So I'm going to dividing this cost of living in, but like say five category. I put them in my phone so I don't ramble so much. I put them in my phone, so I'm going to divide it and also tell you how low it can go or how high it can go. First of all, let's talk about housing. Housing is one of the most important thing when it comes to living in Port Harcourt. You have to get your house fixed, or else you go live for street. Okay, so you have to get your house fixed, and now it depends on your pocket. So I'm going to be using, like, for my family, where I have 3 kids and my husband and myself, so we're a family of 5. So houses range from 5 million to even 100,000 naira, depending on how much you have. So like for the video I did, the houses were 2 million naira, which is 3-bedroom flat. I'm going to be putting the dollar equivalent right here up on the screen. So the houses was 2 million naira, and that is a very standard highbrow area where people live. That's not my house, but that's a very standard highbrow area where people live. And if you want to live like the highbrow, we'll call it big man life in Port Harcourt. So if you want to have that big man life or big man area to live in, that is what you will get. So from 2 million naira and above. So we call it big man area and other areas. So we have big man area in Port Harcourt and other areas. So that house, if you've not watched that video, I'm going to leave it in the description box. After this video, you go and watch it. So that house is for big man area. You can also get houses that are higher than that, like if you want to live in a duplex or you want to live in a quadruplex, whatever you want to live in, we have it here in Port Harcourt. But if you don't have that amount, you have like 500, 800, there's still something for you, but it has to go like down the road a bit to be able to get that amount. So you can get house any amount you have, 100, 200, 300, but it depends on the area you want to live. So it's the area that and the finishing in the house that determines how much is going to cost. So the next one we're going to be going to is schooling for kids. So because I'm doing this video for people that have children, so I'm going to talk about raising kids a lot. So in case you don't have children, you can just pick the one that's relevant to you and then let the other slide. So when it comes to schooling, they are very expensive. There are some schools that are just normal price. So the highest school, most of the schools here in Port Harcourt are between 150 and 200,000. I just know a few schools that are higher than that, like the Norwegian, I think, is it Charlesdale or Brookstone? Those are very, very high schools. Those ones charge like 350, 400 per term for their school, but most of the schools are between 100, 150 and 200,000 in Port Harcourt. So if you want to put your child in very, very high school, you should be looking at $1,000, which is like 400, 500,000. But if you want to put your child in, most of the big men children in Port Harcourt go to is between 150 and 200,000 naira. That is it for putting your child in the school. And when you're putting your child in, there are still some small things you pay, which is not what I'm going to cover in this video because it's relative to the school your child goes to. But if you can't afford this, there are also cheaper schools. So like I told you, one thing that is nice about Port Harcourt is we have, in one street you can have a school for 1 million, and in that same street you can have a school for 50,000 naira. That's how Port Harcourt is. So Port Harcourt has something for everybody that is within each other. So it's not because you don't have 500,000 you now go to one village to put your child. No, in the same street you can find 50, you can find 1,000, you can find 1 million. It depends on your pocket. So Port Harcourt has something for everybody and they are close by each other. So the only thing that just differentiates it is either maybe the quality of teachers or the quality of teaching or the amenities they have. That's just what differentiates. But if you're looking at the location, they always are found in close by location. So the next thing we're talking about is electricity. Electricity is quite expensive here in Port Harcourt. In fact, in Nigeria, electricity is expensive. I've heard a lot of you in the abroad saying, I pay a bill, I pay a bill. Port Harcourt, we pay bills. Like, we pay bills in Port Harcourt, and you finish paying this bill, you have to look for alternative. Like in Nigeria, that's how it is. So you guys don't pay bills when it comes to people that live in Nigeria that pay bills. We pay more bills, okay? And I'm just going to do a video because this is a full video. Somebody inspired in one of my life. I'm going to do a different video, so let's not even go there. So when it comes to electricity, you can pay between 20,000 naira to 35,000 naira per month for electricity. So it depends on the electricity you have. Right here they usually have like a meter where the NEPA guys come to read. I'm going to insert a clip now for you guys to see what it looks like. So they have this meter where a meter where you just use and then at the end of the month, the NEPA people, that's what we call them, power holding, they've changed different names over the years. I don't even know what they are now. So I know they used to be NEPA, they changed to power holding. I don't know what they are now, but in my head they're still NEPA. So they come, they read it, and then they tell you the bill, which can be very exorbitant, can be very expensive, because they'll just tell you what they have in their head and you can't even argue it. So most of the people now use prepaid meter where you can just recharge it like your recharge card. I'm also going to insert a video of what it looks like right here, what the prepaid meter look like right here. So you recharge it with a card that looks like ATM card, and then you start it, you load like 10,000 or thereabout, you set it, and it just, you know, just read as you use. So it depends on what you're consuming in your house. If you have ACs, you have fridge, you have fans, you are going to spend a lot. So the minimum you spend is like 20k, but like if you have kids, but if you're alone, you might spend less than that. But if you have kids, you can spend 20 to 30,000 naira. And I'm telling you, buy this bill, sometimes it will overreach. You still need backup for lights, because this NEPA, they take their light sometimes, most of the time, not sometimes, most of the time. So you need to buy full, and you can spend up to 4,000 naira a day if you have, like for me, I spend 4,000 naira a day or a day and a half, because I always want to have light. I'm trying to freeze what is in the fridge for it not to spoil, or I'm trying to do something with light, so I always want to have light. So you can spend up to 4,000 naira a day. Let's just make it like 2,000 naira. So let's say 2,000 naira for a normal person that you don't use much gen. So 2,000 naira multiply by 31, so that's going to give you 6,200 naira every month. After buying your card, you still pay 6,200 naira. And the another thing people use to supplement for lights in Port Harcourt is inverter and solar system. So the solar system is kept on the roof, and then it charges the inverter, and then it supplies light. And the bad thing about this inverter is the only thing it can power in your house is fan and bulbs. So you'll be feeling like, I call it a pass my neighbor, because when your neighbors don't have light at night, you have light, so it's a pass my neighbor. But that's the only thing you can power. But it doesn't mean you can't power your fridge. You can, but it takes a lot of money to buy the one that powers fridge. So most of the people that I've seen use this inverter as just for fan. A plane is passing, guys. Let's wait for it to go. Bye bye. Bye. So those days when I was a child, that's how we tell play bye. The inverter. So what was I even saying? So people buy it, charge it with solar, just to be able to supply their house electricity, just to on their fan at least, because Port Harcourt can be really hot. See, they've taken the light, as you can see. It's taking the light. That's how they take their lights without notice or anything. So the next one is grocery. I don't know. Always confused with the pronunciations. Grocery, but you know what I'm talking about. So if you have 3 kids and you have they brought back the light again, man. So if you have 3 kids and you have a wife, a husband and wife, and you want to eat normal, so you know eating is relative, depends on your pocket, and also depends on how you love to eat. So for when it comes to meat, fish, everything grocery, your provision, you can spend around 80 to 100,000 naira on groceries alone. You can spend 80 to 100,000 naira. Now spend 80 to 100,000 naira because food are quite expensive here in Port Harcourt. In fact, I'm going to say like Port Harcourt is the most expensive city when it comes to food. Abuja is, considerable. Lagos good. Most of the cities I've visited in Nigeria, their food are good, but Port Harcourt food is quite expensive. I don't know why, but food is quite expensive in Port Harcourt. So you spend around 80,000 naira to 100,000 naira just for feeding and going to the toilet. But if you can still curtail, you can still manage. If your children don't request for cereal and all those days, you can cut down on certain things if you can. But if you can't, you spend around 80 to 100,000 and above if you want to. Because Port Harcourt, I think, is a shopping city. There are different varieties of food compared to Lagos. Here at Port Harcourt, food bracket, a different style, different. Like if you get into a restaurant in Lagos and you want to buy soup, for instance, maybe you see a wedu, egusi, okra. But in Port Harcourt, they have name for like in one shop you can see like 20 different soup that you've not seen before. That's how they are in Port Harcourt. They chop life here in Port Harcourt. So if you're somebody that chop life, be ready to spend money. Okay, the next one is internet. So when it comes to internet in Port Harcourt, is quite dicey, yes, because some areas their internet is good. This area Airtel might be good, this area it might not be good, this area. Like where I live, Glow is just it for me. Glow works perfectly fine in this area where I live. But if I buy MTN, if I buy Airtel, I have all this modem, because how I knew was I had to, buy different. I have Glow, I have Airtel, just name it, all of them. I bought them and they never worked. But Glow, I've been using Glow for like 6 months to 8 months now, and it's just the best for me, and that's the one I'll stick to. So for internet, you can pay up to 20,000 naira. This 20,000 naira is not unlimited though. I think the only internet provider in Port Harcourt that does unlimited is I can't remember the name right now. Entel. Yeah, Entel. They are the only people that do unlimited, and even their unlimited have cap. So I spend around 40,000 naira every month just to get internet. So it depends on your usage. I don't do the unlimited. I just buy Glow. I think 115 gigabyte for 20,000 naira. And because my husband uses this internet to work, my kids use it for school, I also use it for YouTubing, and now I'm learning how to use Python. So I'm consuming internet a lot. So very soon you can call me a software engineer. I'm training myself to be a software engineer. So I'm learning online. From the Harvard University. I'm taking their software engineer course online. So I'm spending a lot of internet, and I'm also doing YouTube and doing other things on the internet. So I spend at least 40,000 naira every month on internet. But you can actually use 20,000 naira if you're not using a lot. If your kids are going to school, they're not learning at home, you can spend 20,000 naira for internet alone. That is how expensive it is to live in this country. Now, if your internet is even working, that's good. But when it's not working, then you have to spend another 20,000 naira for backup. Yeah. So for every internet provider, every service provider, you have to back up. You have to have backup when you're living in Nigeria. If you have if you're using like Glow line, you have to have MTN for backup, so that when Glow messes up, you will have to use your MTN or your Airtel or your Nitel, depending on the providers you love. If you're using internet, any provider if you're using MTN router or MTN modem for your internet service provider, you have to have another one for backup. So when this one is messing up, you will use this one, or else you will lose your business if you're someone that depends on this internet for your business. So that is it for internet. Even if you have bank account, you always have to have a backup bank account, because this bank can also mess you up and then you go to the other bank. That's how service providers in Nigeria, everywhere in Nigeria is. So you see how hard we suffer here in Nigeria. So that is it for internet. Some other small bills that are not major, that I will not call here, but I'll just mention them, are paying your domestic staff. So if you're someone that wants to keep domestic staff like a gateman, it depends on if you live in your own personal apartment or you live in a rental apartment. You can get a domestic staff, so you have to pay a domestic staff, and the minimum of paying a gate man in Port Harcourt is 20,000 naira and above. And if you need a nanny in your house, or a maid as they call it, or house girl like they call it, inside your house, that'll help you with your house chores and everything, the minimum they pay right now is 15,000 naira and above. So that is also expensive to make. And then for water, if you live in a rented apartment and your landlord deem it fit to always provide you guys water, then you know that okay, you'll be getting water. But if your landlord doesn't provide you guys for water, then you have to pump water for yourself or buy water from the guys that sell water. They call it merua, so they sell water on the street, so you have to also keep money aside for buying water or for pumping water. So you need around between 5,000 naira to 10,000 naira for that bill. So it is quite expensive to live here in Port Harcourt, but do not be worried because Port Harcourt has everything and anything for everybody. But the person that asked me to do this video is someone that's relocating, so that wants to relocate from the abroad and come to Port Harcourt because they're transferring him down here. See bros, you better work hard and save dollars, because if you come back and you can't provide like all this list I have told you, I wanted to say you will just die, but God forbid you will not, but you'll be frustrated because of, you know, you've had a broad lifestyle, so you want to provide that lifestyle for you here, and if you can't provide, you'll be frustrated. So it's either you resign from that your job and look for another job, or you will stay where you are, because some of us, we are planning on you know what I mean. So guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything you think I didn't cover in this video, please ask me in the comment section and I will reply you. And you guys know I reply my comments, so I'll be replying you. And at this point, if you have not subscribed, it's time for you to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, give this video a thumbs up. If you live in Port Harcourt and you think there's something I did not add, please also leave it in the comment section. Nobody's an island. I might not know all, so I might learn from your comment and your thought. Until I see you in another video, bye bye.